Do you have a supernatural power in your day-to-day living? Or perhaps you know someone that as you observe their life, that you go, this person has a supernatural power in the way that they live their day-to-day lives. As I talk to people and observe people, I really wonder if this is something that is missing out of our lives today. But it shouldn't be. There is a kingdom that has come with power that is available to us. Listen to these words closely. And Jesus said to them, "Truly, I say to you, there are some standing here who will not taste death until they see the kingdom of God after it has come with power." And after 6 days, Jesus took with him Peter and James and John and led them up a high mountain by themselves. And he was transfigured before them, and his clothes became radiant, intensely white, as no one on earth could bleach them. And there appeared to them Elijah with Moses, and they were talking with Jesus. And Peter said to Jesus, "Rabbi, it is good that we are here. Let us make 3 tents, one for you, and one for Moses, and one for Elijah." For he did not know what to say, for they were terrified. And a cloud overshadowed them, and in a voice came out of the cloud, "This is my beloved Son, listen to him." And suddenly looking around, they no longer saw anyone with them but Jesus only. And as they were coming down the mountain, he charged them to tell no one what they had seen until the Son of Man had risen from the dead. So they kept the matter to themselves, questioning what this rising from the dead might mean. You see, this passage from Mark chapter 9 offers a very weird statement to open, but it's one that is critically important for us today. Jesus provides this statement that he says that some are standing here will not die, will not taste death until the kingdom of God has come with power. It's an awkward phrase. What exactly is Jesus trying to say here? Particularly because even earlier in the Gospel of Mark, in the book of Mark, Jesus has told people that, behold, the kingdom of God is among you. It's at hand. It's near. So what is this difference that the kingdom of God is coming with power? There have been 2 ways that this passage, generally speaking, has been considered. One of them is that Jesus is talking about his return. That we believe that Jesus was crucified, resurrected from the dead, ascended to heaven, and that from heaven he will come back to judge the living and the dead. And that some people say that this is what Jesus is getting at, that Jesus is saying that there are some people that will see Jesus come back from the dead, or come down from heaven before they die. But the major problem with that interpretation is that nothing in Mark chapter 8 or Mark 9 discusses Jesus' return from heaven, but rather the story that follows of Peter, James, and John going up to the mountain with Jesus, seeing Jesus transfigured, his glory coming upon him, and then Jesus coming down the mountain. And this important statement provides the context that Jesus is trying to get across in that statement, that they were coming down the mountain, and he charged them, he told them not to tell anyone that they had seen Jesus in all of his glory until after he had been risen from the dead. This is the key to understanding what Jesus is getting at. That the kingdom of God is going to come with power when Jesus is raised from the dead. Now, this should be an incredibly amazing thing for us because we are people that are now living after the resurrection of Jesus. We're a part of this group of people that the resurrection of Jesus happened years and years ago, but we're standing in the fact that the kingdom of God has come and has come with power among us. 2 things as we think about what this means is, what is the term power all about? That power essentially is the ability to make change happen, that to affect the fact that something is changing around us. But that the kingdom of God is coming with power. What does it mean that the kingdom of God is here? And that the kingdom of God is discussing this idea that the reign of Jesus Christ as the King of God, the King of Israel, the King of the universe, is now happening. He is the one that is ruling. He is the one with authority. And so that this kingdom is now coming with power. And what does that mean for us? How does this connect with our lives as people who are now living after the resurrection? Well, I think it really starts right here at home. It starts here inside is that there's power now, because of the resurrection of Jesus, for my heart to be changed. There's power now that the intentions, the motivations of my life can change. My attitudes about people, about circumstances that I'm in, about who God is, about who I am, all of those things, there is now power available because of the resurrection of Jesus Christ for those things to be changed in me. There's power available for them to be changed in you. And it's not just that they can be changed to whatever your heart desires, but rather that this change, the change of your heart, is meant to show that the reign, the authority of Jesus is now a part of your life, that you have been transformed into allowing Jesus to be the one who maintains kingship and authority and rule over your life, over my life. If that's the first piece, the second piece that needs to be happening in us is if I am able to have this change happen in me, as that change happens in my life, I'm going to start showing that there is power for other people to have that change in their life. That their attitudes, their thought processes, their motivations will be changed, and have the power to be completely different and to be moved to the place where Jesus is King. He is the one with authority over the world. That works out into all kinds of facets of our lives, from our relationships with all kinds of people, our family, our friends, what it means to be a good employee, what it means to be a good neighbor, that all of those things have the opportunity to come under the kingdom of God, because the power to change those things are now available. What about you? Is the power of the kingdom of God, the resurrection power of the kingdom of God, evident in your life? Are you being transformed to allow your life to reflect the authority and kingship of Jesus? If you are doing that, the question you need to answer is, what are you intentionally doing to allow that transformative power to be on display and at work in someone else's life? That their lives can be placed under the lordship of Jesus, as the transformative power of the resurrection is at work in you and in them. Additional videos on this passage, as well as the rest of the book of Mark, are coming. So please hit the subscribe button and the notification bell and come along on the journey with us as we grow together